ever sat back on your life and made a list of the times in your life where you feel you were most successful and the times in your life where you think you failed? This Lessons Learned actually is about realizing that I have never ever failed. Now, before you say there's Lawrence being pompous, I want to say that there are many times when, according to other scales, I got less than a 69 and under score, or I didn't get what I thought I wanted, or what other people told me was the right thing for me, or not applause or evaluations that I may have been hoping and trying for, but everything in my life has either been a glow or a grow. And if it hasn't been a glow, it's a lessons learned. My point is, let's re-look at everything in our life that we consider a fail and look at it as a lesson that's brought us to this point, and actually be grateful for those lessons learned, not failures. In fact, I'm going to invite us to wipe away from our vocabulary the word fail. I'm sure someone has a great acronym for what FAIL stands for anyway, in a positive way. When I scroll through social media and I see people judging other attempts, like the bloopers on Broadway, and you know I love bloopers, right? That's why I always make my own and put my own out there. The only time you can see somebody really authentic is making a mistake, right? It's not a fail, or what social media calls hashtags epic fail. Who are we to judge someone else when we shouldn't even be judging ourselves as failures? Let's look at lessons that have brought us to this point. So with love in my heart and a firm commitment to spread wellness without walls, I'm Lawrence, expressing my gratitude for my lessons learned, and to you for watching this far. And I invite you to think about the lessons learned in your life where you have said to now, that was a failure, that was something I shouldn't have done, that was an epic fail on my part, as just a lesson that brought you to this point. And then we don't fail at all. I believe the ultimate failure is just one that doesn't embrace being human, or stays in a box, or God forbid, for whatever reason, ending our own life. I think everything we do, just embracing our ability to be human, is either a glow or a grow, but there are no failures. Life's too short, and I do not believe that some higher power has put us on this planet to suffer, with beautiful blue above us and beautiful blue around us in the seas and oceans of the world, and says, now go there and good luck with it. I'm not sure that's how life is. I'm just not. I believe that when I'm skeptic of ministers and priests and people in religion say, God wants us, how do we know really what God wants? And just parenthetically, because I try always to attribute my lessons learned, let me tell you where I got this wisdom, if it's wisdom, that there are no failures, just lessons to be learned that bring us forward, and we have to relook at ourselves as not failures, but learners. Otherwise, we're doomed to repeat the same mistake as Socrates said. I was in high school in the morning, and for whatever reason in my home life, not going through a great time, I didn't read a chapter I was supposed to from James Joyce's The Dubliners. And the next day, Randy St. John gave us a pop quiz, and I didn't know one of the 5 questions. When he would give a pop quiz, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 questions, 5 answers, all based on the previous night's reading, and I didn't have one. So it was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's epic fail, right? So I knew it was an F. I handed in my sheet. I showed it to him right there. I put an F in a circle at the time to save his time as he was collecting the papers. Almost in tears, but I remember I wasn't crying. I was like such in shock that I had actually gone through this opportunity in my life. I had 4.0 or 4.0, and I never had such an opportunity. But what made that so crazy was that the next period, knock on the door. Lawrence, can you please come to the door? Sure. I go to the door. The headmaster would like to see you. Oh my God. And Randy St. John was in there with the headmaster. The class, I had just flunked that quiz, right? With the headmaster. And they said, could you please sit down? I'm like, sweet Jesus, this is huge, right? And they said, well, we're getting near graduation. We've tabulated everything, and we would like you to know that you're the school's choice for a salutatorian, which means not only the highest average and the best grades, but we'd like you to prepare an address to everyone at the opening ceremonies of the whole school graduation, right? Or maybe it was valedictorian, salutatorian. I don't even remember. I just remember it was a huge honor, and I was so incredulous that I was just getting this honor because I had just flunked or failed this quiz. And I said, Mr. St. John, you know that I just maybe need you to reconsider this. I might not deserve this, because how can I have the highest average when I just didn't pass this exam? The first pop quiz I've ever not gotten 100 on, I got a 0 on. And now you're telling me that I'm going to award the diplomas to everybody, my classmates, for the highest average, etc., and welcome all the parents and the people who are traveling in and all that drama. And they looked at me and said, Lawrence, first of all, that doesn't count, because everyone here is allowed an off day. And what does that teach you, and how will that prepare you, not for the next few months of this high school, because clearly you've proven yourself in the last 4 years in so many ways, but how has that prepared you for the rest of your life? That life will not always be a 4.0, no matter what. You will always have that one issue that comes back to plague you, and do you rise above that, and do you prepare even for those events? Because life will not always go exactly the way you want, because there will be the unexpected things, like the unexpected quizzes, that even no matter how much you prepare, will still not go the way you want. So maybe you've just chosen your topic as valedictorian or salutatorian, whatever that was. And it was. I realized that day that there are no failures that do not move us forward. And if we rethink the word fail, maybe I made it stand for something. I'm not, there's my right, I probably should go. But I just want to say that I learned that day that everything we do is to enjoy or make better. So I thank you for watching the less than perfect lessons learned I've shared with you that have brought me to this point. I haven't really failed. I have grown considerably with lots of pain, and maybe you can relate.